All right, welcome to your first e-learning photography course. For most of you, this will be your first e-learning course ever. Maybe some of you took an e-learning course first semester, which is fantastic because you'll know kind of how an e-learning course works, which is my goal today, is kind of to explain for anybody new to the e-learning world how the semester is going to work and how this course is going to work. So first off, for most of us, you're going to have this class during a different period based on your school and based on your timetable within your school and how it best fits your schedule. So some of you might be assigned e-learning period 1. Some of you will be period 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how your day is structured, if it's a 4-period day or a 5-period day, and also where it just fits within your timetable. You will have to find somewhere that you can work on this class quietly, which I'm going to assume for most schools is probably the Learning Commons, or it might be your cafeteria, or based on your school, there might be a larger foyer or even some classrooms which are open for you. But you're going to have to find somewhere where you will be able to work independently, probably the Learning Commons, for you to complete this work. Okay? So let me take a step back and just introduce myself and welcome everyone to this class. And I am Mr. Lambert. I teach at Orchard Park Secondary School in Stony Creek. For a number of you, you are throughout the entire board, well, not even just so, you're throughout the entire province. So I work for the HWDSB, the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board. And I'm going to say there's 33 of us in this class. Probably 20 to 25 of you are in the Hamilton area, but a number of you are spread out throughout the province, which is fantastic. The only thing where that comes into an issue is possibly our board might be having a PA day where maybe your school doesn't have a PA day, where certain things might fall on different days. But overall, it's not a concern that we're not in the same board and possibly following the identical same schedule. So I'm going to say for Hamilton, we start on Monday. Different schools throughout the entire province might start on a different day based on how they structure their schedule. All right, so welcome to the course. We are going to have a ton of fun this semester and do a lot of fun things with cameras and learn how to compose an image within a frame to try to make it as, aesthetically pleasing to look at as possible, and we control what is in the image. All right, let's jump into the Hub page. Most people now will be familiar with the Hub based on your first semester, and I'm sure all of your classes use the Hub. We are heavily reliant on the Hub, so hopefully you are familiar with it. All right, for my course, just because I know every teacher probably structures their course a little bit differently, we will always be looking at the course homepage, which is that very first icon. When you go on to our Hub page, you're going to see the course homepage. And if I just scroll down, I will always, you can see right here where I say the end, right? And this is for my last semester course. I will always be posting on Mondays what the expectations are for the week. I will be making a video every Monday. So just like today is Monday, there'll be a video with instructions for the week, and I'll lay that out. And the expectation is that you are completed that by the Friday. So every Monday, course homepage, right on that main instruction page, I'll outline what you need to do and link stuff to the content, right? So if I just scroll back down, content is the second icon. That's where all the course material is, but I'll put links even from the course homepage directly to the content, so you don't have to try to, because everyone knows once you get closer to the end of a course, there's lots of content, where sometimes it might be hard if you're just trying to find it in the big long list. I'll put a link directly to it from the course homepage, finding you there. And for whatever reason, say that link didn't work, just click on the content, and it might take you a second to find it, but you would navigate and find the material. So always be checking our course homepage on Mondays for the instructions for the week, and the expectation is because I'm gonna chunk it so that whatever I'm assigning on Monday should easily be completed by the Friday. And then on Monday, I'll open up more material, give you something that should be able to complete in the 4 or 5 days throughout the week, and then it is due on Friday. If you stick to that structure where you're finding the material on Monday, making sure it's submitted by Friday, checking the material on Monday, making sure it's submitted by Friday, you will have no problem navigating this course and keeping up with all of the work that is required, because I've chunked it in small sections and fun little assignments as we go along. If you were to, for whatever reason, something happens and it piles up at the end, right? You might have had that first semester. It can seem like a daunting amount of work if you're pausing till the end and it's like, whoa, I have a ton of work to do, and you're kind of scrambling to try to get things done. We don't want that to happen. When we get to the end of this semester, we want it to feel like you've accomplished it. It's not stressful. You're proud of all the work that you've created. And then you're going into summer feeling good, rather than, you know, taking a week to get over the stress that you just went through, because kind of things built up at the end. So stick with the Monday, Friday structure, and you'll make it through fairly easy. Nice thing though, on that note, if you know it's an e-learning course, the best thing about an e-learning course is the flexibility that you get with the scheduling. If for whatever day, let's say you're on student council and student council is holding an event and you can't check this on the Monday, you got to check it on the Tuesday, there's no problem with that whatsoever. You'll check it on the Tuesday and you get the work done then. Same thing, your school might be holding an event on Friday and you're like, man, I completely forgot to hand in the work. But, you know, just hand it in over the weekend, hand it in on Monday. The timelines are the flexible part, and that's the beautiful thing about e-learning, which I embrace. You want things to be flexible to kind of work with your schedule as well, based on when you have other assignments due or when you have other tests. We do not want that though to build up over time, because that's when it becomes a lot to try to catch up on. All right, and I'll be sending emails out where if it's like, hey, I haven't got this assignment yet, you know, where is it? Yes, and you know, some people write back, it's like, I need a little bit more time. It's like, no problem. We want to keep that line of communication open where I don't get to see you, right? The only way I'm kind of communicating with you is through these videos, and because I don't get to see you on a daily basis in class where you're like, sir, I'll hand it in on Monday, and I'm like, yep, great. That kind of stuff sometimes has to happen by like 2 or 3 emails, which can sometimes be a lot. So we want to make sure, you know, if things are falling behind, you're sending me an email just to make sure I'm aware of, you know, what's happening in your life, and that we don't have to worry about work getting submitted or you not earning a credit. Everyone should be able to get the credit for this class because it's lots of fun. All right. I'm just gonna check my list of things to go over. So just to recap, you're checking on a Monday, everything should be due on Friday. You're always going to that course homepage to see what are the requirements for the week. And then the next tab is the content, where the content of the course is. The third one is the assignment Dropbox, right? So that's where you will be uploading your assignments on that topic. Sometimes you're gonna be taking lots of pictures, right? You might have a series of 10 pictures. You're gonna put those 10 pictures though into whether it's a PowerPoint or a Word document, so that you are submitting one assignment that has 10 pictures in it, rather than uploading 10 separate images, okay? Sorry about the bell. So 4 assignments, oops, sorry, I kicked the camera. When you submit an assignment, please make sure it's in a PowerPoint or a Word document or a Pages or some kind of a file, where it's just one file that you upload, rather than 10, or sometimes I'll have students upload 20 separate images. That's even tough for you, because you got to upload all those separate images, but it makes it you know, it's time consuming when I go to market, right? That takes more. If I had 33 students uploading 20 images per assignment, I'm sitting opening up assignments forever. So you're going to try to put them into a Word document or a PowerPoint, all your images, so that you upload one file into each of the Dropboxes and each of the assignments. Next one is the discussion post. We will be doing some discussion posts this semester. There will be one this week. where, you know, it's not a big assignment, but we just want to see, you know, what are people's opinions, like having a discussion in class. And a lot of the times it'll be images, so we can get, you know, a little bit of creative ideas from our classmates based on the discussion post. And then the fifth one, which we'll use sometimes, is your portfolio. And a portfolio is kind of like a digital notebook, right? There was a handout maybe that you had to fill out. You didn't need to put it in a Dropbox. You wanted to put it like in a notebook. That's what your portfolio is. Sometimes it'll say specifically, upload to your portfolio rather than an assignment. And those are your 5 main ones. Obviously, there are some additional tabs that maybe throughout the semester we may hit once, but those are going to be the main 5. Course homepage is what loads, most important. Then you got the content, all the course material, assignments, where you submit your work, discussion posts, which will be kind of just like, which I'll tell you about, you're going to upload an image this week. You're going to take one picture, which is kind of like a diagnostic picture, just to see, you know, where are our different skill levels and what devices do people have to actually take pictures. And then the last one is the portfolio. On that topic, for the camera requirements, right? If you have a DSLR camera, if you have a mirrorless camera, if you only have your phone, or if you just have an iPad, all of that is perfectly fine. As long as you have something that can capture an image, you're ready for this course. If you have a DSLR camera with interchangeable lenses, you're going to be able to do a little bit more in terms of the types of pictures you can take because it's an interchangeable lens and you can change things. Where if it's your camera, right, the lens, because I'm even using my phone right now just to film this, right, it's a fixed lens on your phone. Yeah, you can buy those little extra additional things that you can put on your phone, but most people probably don't have those. But this will work perfectly well, right? I'm even gonna date my phone. I am shooting on an iPhone 8. Perfectly good quality, right? I still got the home button on my phone. If you have an iPhone 15, superior quality, right? That's gonna be great. If you have an older iPad, right? This iPad that I'm using right now is an older one. That works too, right? Because most of what is going to make a good image, right? These, obviously, if you're a very skilled individual and you have one of these, you're gonna be able to do all kinds of fun things. But this is just our introductory course to photography. A lot of our time is gonna be put on what does it take to put into an image? What am I putting inside the frame that makes pictures, right? All these pictures in the background, more unique and more original than say someone that just took a snapshot, right? What are some of those differences that we're gonna put in? That's what we're gonna look at. So as long as you have a device that captures an image, or you can borrow an image, or a device that captures an image, you're good, right? So maybe you don't have a camera like this, but maybe there's one in your school that you could borrow for, you know, a period. And you go out, take some pictures, upload it to your computer, you give the camera back to the photography teacher at your school, and then you got to try one of these. If maybe you got a family member, right? Aunt, uncle, grandparent that has one of these, once again, you could borrow it, take some pictures, and then give it back to them. But not a requirement for the course. If you're using your phone, phones are fantastic, right? Nice and easy, take the picture, upload, and you're good. For this week, let's talk about this week. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be what, I can see my timer right now that I've been talking for 14 minutes. This will definitely be one of our longer videos because we're kind of going over the entire structure of the course. I'm gonna say usually my videos will be about 5 minutes because I'll probably just describe what's happening for the week. This week, starting on Monday, we're gonna take her slow for the first week because right now, I can guarantee you, some people will be leaving this class, some people will be joining this class. Happens every year, right? Someone's gonna come in, they're like, I'm in photography. They didn't know that was on their schedule. They're like, I really need to take a math class, right? And they may go into a math class. Somebody might be like, oh, this course isn't working out. I would love to take a photography course, and they will be coming in this week. So for this week, there's gonna be a lot of change. Happens every single semester where I get additional people being added. and there's different people joining and leaving the course, usually around that first week. So we're gonna take it slow. Because it always happens, somebody joins on day 5 and day 4 and they are panicking because they think they already missed the first assignment. So for this first week, and this happens through all e-learning courses for the HWDSB, whether you're taking an e-learning course for math, English, music, photography, whatever it is, everyone gets the same orientation. The orientation is meant to make sure that you can do a certain number of steps to make sure that we can do this, like join a discussion post. Also, sending me an email. There's gonna be a little quiz at the end, and it's not for marks, don't worry. It's a little quiz, just that we know you completed it. And something called a PSP, which is your personal success plan for e-learning, and you just answer a few questions, all right? That's what we're gonna work on this week. If you have a friend who is taking an e-learning course, even if it's not a photography e-learning course, they're gonna be probably doing the exact same orientation. If you're one of the people that is in a different board other than Hamilton, your orientation might look, well, not yours. Yours is gonna look the same as ours, but your friends might look a little bit different because your board might make it slightly different, but they'll probably still be doing an orientation, right? So I'm gonna show you where that is right now. So I just clicked on content, even though I'll put the link on the course homepage. And you can see right here, it gives a little drop down. I'll just show you what the checklist will look like. And here's our checklist right here. There are 4 things, and I'm just gonna expose for it for a moment. There are 4 things that you need to do. 1, submit your PSP. There'll be an assignment Dropbox with your personal success plan. Just answer the questions. Next is you are gonna participate in a discussion post. Once again, for that one, I think the discussion post is like, what's your favorite movie? Or it's like, what's your favorite food? Nothing to, and everyone's just answering the same thing. The purpose is just to make sure you actually know how to make a discussion post, right? Because that's something you're gonna have to do. Then you're gonna email me, you're gonna send me an email, so I know, okay, our line of communication is open, you know how to email me, I can get in touch with you, everything is good there. Then the last thing, you complete a little quiz and you did the 4 steps to the orientation. Is it for marks? Absolutely not. But it's to ensure we can actually navigate this course. So if you're having trouble with this, that's not something to worry about. It's not a stressful thing, but it is, it's like, okay, so if you can't figure out the discussion post, that's why this week, we're gonna solve that issue. You're gonna send me an issue being like, I can't figure out how to make a discussion post. We're gonna send a couple emails back and forth, get that figured out. So then starting next Monday, when we're rolling with the course content and it says, do a discussion post, you're good to go. Okay, so that's what this week is gonna be. We're gonna iron out the kinks on, figuring out how the hub and e-learning works by following those 4 steps. I'm gonna jump to the discussion just for a moment, and I'll click on. So when it first comes up and you're like, I don't understand where I'm supposed to type within a discussion post, you have to say, start a new thread. So it's gonna use, we're kind of learning a new language as well, where it says start a new thread. The thread is you writing, because then I can write on it, you can write on it, your classmates can write on it. It is starting a thread of comments between us, okay? So that's what it means. When you click discussion post, you wanna start a new thread and comment. Now, you can click on somebody else's, right, and write a comment on theirs, but you're writing in their thread. So when it says start a new thread, you're starting your own. You're adding your own thought and people can then comment on that. And that's as hard as discussion posts get, right? It's fairly simple. You just click it, start a new thread, and you're adding it. So once you finish those 4 things, you did the PSP, discussion post, sent an email to me, and did the quiz. None of that for marks though, just to make sure we can explore the hub and work together. I'm gonna actually add another discussion post, and I want you to take a picture that represents you. And it's gonna be one of those, you can make it a circle, you can make it a square, but I want you to put a bunch of items that represent you and take a picture down on top of it. I'll post an example right now where you can see the grass in the background and all these items which represent an individual that this is one somebody did in the past. And then you're gonna upload that image to the discussion post. So there'll be a second discussion post this week for just an image that you've taken that kind of represents you. And I would like you to write one line. The only line I want you to write that I want to see is, what device do you have? Okay, so, and it doesn't matter, I don't care what you took the picture with, but what technology do you have access to this semester? So do you have a DSLR, right? Do you have like a camera that actually has like interchangeable lenses? Are you only using your phone, or are you only using an iPad, right? So just send me, or write that underneath your picture as the one comment. Say, yep, I have a DSLR camera. Or I'm only using my phone this semester, right? There's no right or wrong to it. It just lets me know, so then I can, if I have the majority of the class not having one of these and having only phones, when I'm talking, I'll talk more about cameras or phones. Where if it's like, oh, a good portion of us actually do have access to one of these, when I'm making our videos, I'll talk more about the lenses and interchanging the cameras. So I just simply want to know it just so when I'm talking, I can direct my conversation more towards, what people are actually using, right? Because I may have people, no one may say, I only have an iPad. Well, then I'm not going to talk too much about taking pictures with your iPad if nobody in the class is going to be taking pictures with an iPad and everyone is either phone or a DSLR. I'll take that out of my, little run through each week. So that's why I'm asking. All right, let's just see. That's going to be it, right? And I have my list. So if I look down during the week, I'm just looking at my list that I want to cover. Today's went for 23 minutes. Usually that will not be that long. So if you made it through the entire 23 minutes, nicely done. Usually there'll be about 5 minutes starting next Monday. Your job this week, look through the orientation. Make sure you can send me an email. I'll send you an email back. Just upload something to the discussion post before you do this one, just to make sure it's like, oh, this is how a discussion post work. Got it, right? Where you're just saying like, my favorite food is pizza, whatever. Picture goes up, good to go. Do the quiz. Once again, that is not for marks. It's just, can I find the quiz on like an e-learning quiz? Because this might be the first time you'd ever have to do one. If you mess it up, no problem. That's all practice, right? We just want to be able to make sure we're going to figure those out before the actual events really occur. So let's say by Wednesday, you get all that done. Thursday, Friday, I want you to put some items down in front of yourself, try to take an overhead picture of it. And things I'm gonna talk about a lot this year are minimizing visual clutter. Make sure there's not other random stuff, like just a random keyboard that you didn't want in the image, in the actual image. And other than that, that's gonna be the week. So by Friday, hopefully everyone has uploaded something to the discussion post, which is, a square of different things that are interesting to you. And then starting on Monday, I'm gonna start opening additional content, and we're pretty much gonna be into the course, because usually after the first week, all the changing of courses has ironed itself out. As a fun note, last thing on the side. You are going to have to think of something as a little originality person to like capture in an image. I got a bunch of different things around. So this is like a ceramic shoe. When I take a picture of this classroom, I would snap what I'm gonna say is my real image, and then I would put a shoe and go click. And this, whatever the item is that you use, and everyone, I always like seeing what people use as the originality item. You upload that image as well. So I know you are actually taking the pictures. right? It's not like a picture you just took off the internet of a sunrise or a sunset and you're like, yeah, that was me. You would take a quality picture of the sunset, find your little originality proof item, just hold it up in the image. This one doesn't have to look great. You're just like click, and you have your originality proof as well as the nice one, and you upload those two images. So you can start to think of, what do you want your originality proof item to be? You want it to be something that you kind of have with you. You don't, I don't know if I'm always going to carry around a shoe. I usually don't use the shoe as my originality proof. But you can start to think of that. That's a fun one. Try to come up with some fun ideas, because I always love seeing, sometimes people have little characters on their keychain that they use as their originality proof for their images. But I'm gonna say, that was long. I'm gonna wrap that up. I will see you guys on Monday. Good luck with your first 5 days of semester 2. Try to complete those things. Always look at the course homepage. Later, guys. I'll see you next Monday.